Manchester United have been absolutely dreadful under Rúben Amorim and have struggled for over 12 years without a Premier League title. Today, we're doing no 3-4-3, no Amorim style of play in the Manchester United Anti-Amorim Rebuild, and we're giving ourselves 3 seasons to see if we can bring back the glory days to Old Trafford, winning the Prem, Champions League, and whatever other trophies we can get. So this is more or less the Manchester United Rúben Amorim side, just with me clicking best 11 pick here. And we're going to be absolutely scrapping this formation, these tactics, and this way of playing football, as we do not like how Manchester United is going under Rúben Amorim, and we're probably going to look something like this, a traditional 4-3-3. Obviously, we're going to make lots of signings, sell some players, look to revamp, rebuild this whole squad. But in terms of play style, and even once you line the team up like this, they actually look not that bad, but obviously, we're going to get rid of some dead wood. We're going to get rid of the likes of Harry Maguire, who is got only 1 year left in his contract, $200K on the wage bill. We're going to look to play Lenny Yoro. We'll probably sign a big name centre back to partner Lenny Yoro, but we definitely want to. He's got high potential. Promote growth in him over the next 3 seasons. So yeah, we'll fill that out. But obviously, Kobbie Mainoo, we're going to look to play him lots, Sesko, and the like. And obviously with the signings that they made this season, these front 3, we probably don't need to look to improve the attack so much. Even our midfield looks pretty decent. We've even got Diallo on the bench who can play, apparently, that centre mid, not really, but he can back up. Sesko up top, but also is phenomenal out on the wings, and he just looks incredible in this FM. So yeah, in terms of attacking force, we're looking pretty strong. Obviously, we do still have Casemiro here, who can fill in midfield, as well as Ugarte, who's a very good defensive midfielder. But yeah, in terms of defense, obviously we need a new goalkeeper. Could do with a really star sort of right back, star centre back. Martinez is good, but just not quite, world-class Manchester United of old standard. And in terms of our finances, we've actually got £173 million in the wage budget. So, of course, as we know, Manchester United, very rich as always. So we can splash the cash, but we do want to stick with the kind of new thing that United's got going on, signing younger or young-ish players. I mean, we've got Diogo Dalot, who is actually quite good as well, who we could look to play alongside Yoro, but I would just love another top-tier centre-back that United could have. And straight out of the gate, we've got an offer here for Harry Maguire, Newcastle United, and let's just see if they can give us 14 up front. They will, and we for sure will take that, as that will help a lot for the old wage budget. And in terms of replacements for Harry Maguire, we've got a few options. We could go Rudiger, but he is a bit old, and I think United have learnt from their past mistakes and not signing such older players. These are some of our other options. In terms of legitimate ones, I'd probably get rid of these guys. Normally Diamande's got incredible potential, but in this save, it doesn't appear that he has. I'm actually going to keep him on there because it's worth it. We're going to get rid of these guys as the scout report just came in. And the one guy I'm really looking at, he is wanted by Newcastle and Napoli, is Goncalo Iheanacho. Could be a very good 6'2", left foot centre back to bring into the side to replace Harry Maguire, so he can fight it out with De Ligt for that starting position. But comparing these two, man, Upamecano just absolutely mogs him with +5 tackling and way better vision, positioning, better physicals. He's so quick as well. So look, we might actually have to go. I think we're going to go Upamecano here. I think he's won me over. Looking at those stats, even though he's not the tallest, but I'm pretty sure Lenny Yoro, 6'3". Look, those stats are almost just too good to turn down at this point. So we are going to have a look at signing our first centre back here. And man, he wants some pretty high wages, but that's all right if we get rid of Harry Maguire. So Let's see if we offer them 50 mil with 10 in installments. See what they say about that. Oh, okay. Need a further consideration. All right, let's bump it up. Look, it looks like a very, very good center back on this game. So let's hit 70 mil total, 15 in installments, and see if Bayern get back to us on that. Now, in terms of right back signings, we could sign Denzel Dumfries. Once again, he's slightly older. Man City's actually already put a bid in for him, so who knows if we'd even get him. Pedro Porro also looks like, a very phenomenal player in this game, but I think we're going to stick with the current trend of United in going for young players at fullback that still can develop. Tino Livramento, he is English, so it could be a very good signing. Pretty cheap as well. So we are going to go in for Tino Livramento in at right back. Hopefully, get his wages down a little bit. And I'm pretty happy to just straight offer the 32 mil that Newcastle are asking for and enter into contract negotiations. Hopefully Arsenal and PSG, let's remove that, are not going to put in bids for him. And let's remove his request there. See if we can drop that down to 70. Don't think we're going to sell him, so it should be fine to keep his... Wow, okay, that's gone up a lot. Keep his sell-on fee percentage. 77. All right, 81. I'm happy with that. That's fine. Let's take him. And in terms of goalkeeper, here are some of our options. I was pretty keen on Emiliano Martinez, but Aston Villa actually have him not for sale. So we actually won't be able to sign him at all. And in terms of the others look pretty good. We got a cheaper option here in Lunin from Real Madrid. Looks quite good, but not quite what we need. Not the Manchester United, David De Gea type-esque goalkeeper, big name goalkeeper up front. Sorry, not up front, at the back. In terms of other options, Diogo Costa from Porto is a classic FM goalkeeper pick who could be really good, decent price as well for him. Another one who also would fit that mold is Mike Maignan. He doesn't look as good. He's shorter and doesn't look as good as Gregor Kobel if we compare the two here. But still, another big name signing, another Manchester United type goalkeeper here. The only dilemma here is he's got 1 year left on his contract and his transfer value is so high. Let's ask his agent. Let's see what they're saying. Yeah, so high. But I think we've got to do it. I think it's only right. Manchester United have a big marquee, well-known goalkeeper, but also Diogo Costa. It just seems like a Manchester United type signing in their new kind of era that they've got going on, and it's way better on the finances because he's starting to get old. All right, let's test the waters. I think, if we could get Mike Maignan for just over 60 million, I think I would take him there. Let's offer 62. What is that? 140. Are you serious? All right, let's counter offer here. And he's got 1 year left on his contract. I'm not going more than 70. No, okay. Well, maybe I'll go a little bit more. Let's do 73 million and let's lock that in and see what they say. They want more time to consider the offer. I'm going to offer it, and if they end up accepting it, I think we'll go for Maignan. If they reject it, then 100% we're going to shift our attention to Diogo Costa. Oh no, PSG have gone in for Livramento. That's not good. And Bayern have decided to stall on our bid for Upamecano. So I'm actually going to offer 2 more mil. Hopefully, okay. They've straight accepted it. Just because we've got another club interested. Who is that? Man City. Yeah, okay. We can't have City. Literal rivals taking him. So let's go ahead. He's unfortunately got more interest in City. But if they don't make an offer, then we definitely could be getting him. He does want the role of star player, which is it's an interesting dilemma, and it is a lot of money to spend on him, considering we have De Ligt, and I would like to use De Ligt this season, and maybe look to upgrade in terms of centre back next season. But man, Upamecano just seems like such a better player on this game in most areas. but De Ligt does still have potential to grow into. So look, maybe it's not actually worth it. Maybe it is worth it to go more of a young player who can grow a bit into that role, like like Diamande or Goncalo Inacio. So maybe I'll look to sign Diamande. Very typical classic FM24 type signing, but I mean, it is what it is. I guess it fits the current model that United have been taking. Let's just offer 40 flat, see what they say. They want a percentage on that. Let's go 41 plus 5 mil in installments, and bing, bada boom, 46 mil for Diamande. And just because I do really want to play De Ligt and see if we can grow him, make him into an even better centre back than he is, as United invested a lot into him, and obviously he hasn't been the best, but he's still 25, still quite young. We're actually going to walk away from Upamecano, who wants like 250k per week, which is just crazy. So we're going to reject him and look to sign Diamande for much better wages, because the wage structure, as we all know at United, come on, mate, regular starter, come on, don't get too big for your boots. The wage structure at United is pretty ridiculous as it stands. We're going to take his wage percentage increase off, as we don't want his wages climbing every year. 90k. That is much better than Harry Maguire's 200k, and he's got room to grow. So looking good here. If those three signings go through, that would be phenomenal. Hopefully PSG don't steal Livramento from us. And then also we want to try and sell Tyrell Malacia, as we've offered him. Hopefully we'll get a bid in soon. And AC Milan have rejected our 73 mil offer for Mike Maignan. Let's see if I just bump it up to 75. Nah, okay. These guys aren't budging, so they've forced our hand. He's only got 1 year left on his contract, which is just ridiculous to be charging that much money. But we are going to bring in Diogo Costa to Manchester United. Hopefully, okay, he wants okay wages. Hopefully these guys at Porto will accept a decent amount. Let's offer 56 million for him and remove this future fee thing. And okay, he's got a release clause at 64, so they want that. We're just going to accept that. We've got the money. So Diogo Costa, yep, we're happy with that. And let's once again try and bring his wages down a little bit. 130 a week. Bang. Done and dusted. Harry Maguire, you've done well. You've served the club for many, many, many years, and soaked up a lot of wages and made a lot of mistakes, but also had a decent time. So thank you for your service, Harry Maguire, and have fun at Newcastle. And we've got a heap of offers here for Malacia. The best in terms of finances appears to be Nottingham Forest here. So look, he's not the greatest player. We don't need him at all in the squad. We've already got two very good left backs. So yeah, I don't really mind how much we get for him. Like if we can get 10 mil, that's phenomenal. Great. Let's accept 10 mil. And then what we're going to do is reject all the other offers. Then we're going to offer him again on the transfer room and put him up for 11.5 mil. And then let's see if any of these other teams want to bid again for him at 11.5 million. And look at this. They have Newcastle and Bayer Leverkusen. Let's bring it up to 12 million. There we go. And this is a cool little strat, if you don't know, in order to just boost your finances and create a bidding war for your players. So then we're just going to do the same thing again. So Newcastle offered 12. So let's bump that up again to 13.5. And if you hit continue, then straight away when it loads again, look, there you go. Nottingham Forest in at 13 million. Let's bump it up a tad to 13.7, accept it and repeat. Oh no, that's not a good sign. Livramento has chosen PSG over us, and you know what? Fair enough. I probably would too. But unfortunately that sucks because I was really keen to have him as a part of our rebuild. So doesn't look like that's going to happen. So our only other two real options here is to try and steal Pedro Porro from United, which I wouldn't be opposed to, or to look at Denzel Dumfries. But look at some of these stats on him. Far out. Obviously he lacks a little bit in the mentals, but in terms of the physicals and the technicals, Pedro Porro is incredible. I didn't really want to sign him, obviously, as he's a Tottenham player, but I guess, that'll weaken a rival, which is good. I thought Livramento would be the perfect fit in signing, but I guess that's out of our control. Just like what happens sometimes in real life when, players don't want to sign for you. So let's offer, man, only like 50 something million for him is unreal. So yeah, let's go ahead and offer that 53 million that they're asking for, which, boom, secured instantly. So let's see if he'll accept that. Okay, 150. All right, 150. I'm fine with that. Very good right back to bring into the side. And Diogo Costa has officially signed for us for a total of 64 million pounds. We're going to send him on the language course and put him in the squad. And he looks like a very good goalkeeper with room to grow, still young as well. So he's going to come into our starting 11 for sure. And Diomande as well has come into the club. So very exciting. Young centre back who is quite tall, very strong, quick as well, and obviously with the room to grow. So he also is going to come in, but as our backup, probably backup centre back, but a very valuable addition to the squad for sure. And Malacia has gone for 13 million to Nottingham Forest. Very good sale there for us. And we have done it, securing Pedro Porro into Manchester United as our new starting right back. That is the end of the transfer window. 231 million spent. I don't know why that must have been an error with the game when they put in Bemu's price in, but I think it was 44 million or 4.4 in Cunha. But aside from those two signings, yeah, we spent a total of about 185 million pounds. Oh, never mind, I forgot the Sesko for 20. So yeah, about 165 million pounds we spent on these three players, as you saw before. And then in terms of outgoings, we made 28 million off Harry Maguire and Malacia. And this is what our starting 11 is looking like going in to the next season. Looking pretty strong. Glad to have Pedro Porro in there, as well as Diogo Costa is already looking phenomenal. Obviously, Kobbie Mainoo would be in for Ugarte, but he's currently injured at the moment. And we will be locking in Sesko, Mainoo, and Lenny Yoro to make sure that they are playing, getting game time. And in terms of how we've been going, we had a good end run to our pre-season. Not the best overall, but to open the Premier League, we had Newcastle at home at Old Trafford, and we started it with a brilliant goal there from Matheus Cunha, burying it in the bottom corner. Then in the 10th minute, Mbemu runs it down the wing. Mason Mount from the box-to-box midfield role scores a goal, just like he's been turning it up a little bit better recently in real life for United. Then Newcastle responded with Bruno Guimaraes 18 minutes in. Very exciting start to the game. Then right before halftime, Matheus Cunha and Mbemu, the two new guys, linking up for an incredible goal to put us 3-1 up. Then Voltemada scored from a pen from Newcastle. But then Mbemu put the nail in the coffin in the 64th minute from Kobbie Mainoo. And then later on in the 68th minute, we gave Mason Mount got a double from an assist from Bruno Fernandes. Very good looking team, very good game to open the Premier League. Then drew away to Burnley and beat Brighton 1-0, then beat Leicester 4-2 in the Carabao Cup, going through to the next round where we drew Tottenham. We've got a pretty intense next few games with Chelsea and Liverpool, and then obviously Tottenham in the cup after them. And we're currently sitting 6th on the table, which is pretty good, undefeated so far. So that's looking pretty good. So without further ado, let's get into our first season in the Anti-Amorim Manchester United Rebuild. So picking up where we left off in the league, we lost 3-1, unfortunately, to Chelsea, but then our next game was against Liverpool at Old Trafford, and 37 minutes in, Mbemo with an incredible ball through to Sesko, who buries it, making it 1-0. Then in the 73rd minute, we had Amad Diallo down the outside, and Mbemo with the goal, beating Liverpool 2-0 in a very good match. Then following on from that, we beat Brentford. And then the month of October, it was really good. We beat Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United, Palace, we drew with. We went on a great unbeaten run all throughout November, winning games, drawing even with City. Then when it came to Arsenal away at the Emirates, we lost. We beat Tottenham 3-0 in another incredible game. Goals from Diallo, Mbemu, and Bruno Fernandes. Then the last couple games, we've kind of slipped up a bit against Brentford and Wolves. So hopefully we can turn that around. And in terms of the Carabao Cup, unfortunately, we got knocked out by Tottenham 3-0, getting absolutely smoked there. But looking at the league, this is where we are, 4th in the table. I think, if you ask most United fans if they'd be happy halfway through this season to be 4th, I think they for sure would be snapping your hand off. Tottenham Hotspur is 1st, leading the league, which is pretty crazy. I guess, with the additions of Xavi Simons, it's going pretty well for them. But Liverpool 2nd, City 3rd, and we are indeed 4th. So this is looking really promising. If we could finish Champions League here, we could get decent finances moving into the next season and looking to return United back to their former glory, winning the Premier League and hopefully some other trophies as well along with it. So let's get into the rest of this season. And moving into the second half of the season, we didn't have the best January, losing to Newcastle, drawing with Brighton, but then we had Chelsea at home, where in the 3rd minute, Mason Mount opened the scoring, taking us 1-0 up, and all the way through to the second half, Mason Mount on the ball again with the assist, squaring it to Sesko, and we actually made it 3-0 in the 80th minute here, with Sesko picking up a very horrible clearance from Jorgensen. But Chelsea did get a last-minute consolation goal from Tyreek George, the young winger there. So that was a highlight game, as United always tend to beat Chelsea at home. Then we went and lost to Liverpool, and picked up a couple wins in February. Had a flawless March, which did wonders for us, including a 5-1 victory of Sheffield there with a Bruno Fernandes double. And lost to City, lost to Spurs, but we beat Arsenal 1-0 and had a decent end run to the season, unfortunately, except for the last game at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers. In the cup competition, FA Cup, we first round beat West Brom 4-1 with a Matheus Cunha double, but then lost 1-0 away at Southampton. So 4th place in the Premier League. What a first season. I'm pretty happy with that, actually. Very proud of that finish. Champions League position, above Chelsea, above Arsenal, who had a shocking season, but still 15 points behind Tottenham in the league leaders. Pipping City, so who would have thought? Tottenham, champions of the Premier League, and Liverpool in 3rd. Let's look at our statistics on how we went in terms of goals. Far out. Erling Haaland with 32 goals, 12 above second place João Pedro. Matheus Cunha did quite well with 15 goals this season. Benjamin Sesko only got 13, but he did only start 18 games, so he must have had an injury or something that kept him out for a lot of the season. Bryan Mbeumo up there as well. So it is good to see our front three up in the top goal scoring charts. In terms of assists, do we have anyone? Mbeumo, that's average rating. Our best player of the season appeared to be Mbeumo in the Prem. But in terms of assists, Mbeumo did appear up there with 12 and Bruno Fernandes with 10. So looking very good. Even Mason Mount got on the assists for the season. And if we head over to our squads, Matheus Cunha was a top goal scorer with 17. Not a very high number for our season top goal scorer, but yeah, I think Sesko was injured. He only played 20 games the whole season. Mbeumo with 13. Mason Mount had a very good season, to be fair. 9 goals, 9 assists. Diallo, wow, why did Diallo start so many games over some of these guys? I guess it was pretty even spread. He didn't play as well as the others, but still did pretty good. Got very high potential. And in terms of assists, Kobbie Mainoo did well from deep lying playmaker from the DM position, and Luke Shaw on the wing. Pedro Porro didn't have the best season, even though we spent a lot of money on him. But good to see Luke Shaw doing well there. Yeah, I just realized only 18 starts for Kobbie Mainoo, so he must have had an injury, quite a few injuries through the season. As we probably will look to sell Lautaro Martinez, who's only got a year left on his contract and just unfortunately is just not tall enough for what we're looking for at centre back. Joshua Zirkzee probably will be on the way out. He's got a lot of wanted suitors after him, I guess. And Casemiro for sure as well. His contract's actually about to expire. And we might sell Luke Shaw. He's also only got 1 year left on his contract, 30 years old. And look to sign a very big name left back and another star midfielder. Mason Mount had a great season, but just having another really high quality midfielder could be really good, and having Mason Mount as the bench reserve player for these two positions. And our first offer of the transfer window has come in for Zirkzee for 35 mil. Now, we do not want them to pay that in installments. I'm so happy for 35 mil as long as it's flat, and they've straight out rejected that. Let's see if we can draw in another offer, as there's few clubs interested in Zirkzee. Now these are our midfield options that we're looking at. We've got this guy Edison, who's also actually wanted by City and Chelsea, the 26-year-old Brazilian. But when we compare him with Mason Mount in that box-to-box midfield role where he would be playing, he does beat Mace on the technicals. But Mason does beat him on a few mentals. But I guess overall, this Edison guy is better and actually would be an upgrade to our box-to-box midfield position. Another option is also Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, who actually runs out of contract at Al Hilal. So maybe we even go in for the double, as he's pretty cheap and we could get Milinkovic-Savic as well on the free. Xavi Simons is an decent price. Surprisingly, Tottenham just don't have their prices in order, but he is a different style. He probably wouldn't play box-to-box. We'd have to change to 2 attacking 8s, which, it's possible we could do. We're going to go in for these two guys for Edison. Hopefully he can lower his wages a little bit for us there. And oh my gosh, I did not mean to do that. So we do only have 95 million in the wage budget, but we do have a lot of players to sell. So we will be getting a lot more once we flog some of our players. Let's go ahead and offer them 53 mil. They want more time to consider. All right, well, he seems like a very good midfielder. I'm happy to pay 60 mil for him. So let's go ahead and offer 47 plus 13 in installments. See if they get back to us. And for Milinkovic-Savic, let's get rid of that. And hopefully, we can look to sign him. Wow, he only wants 150 and 2-year contract. That's not bad. Let's add an option for extension there. See if he'll accept 140. He does. Wow, on a free, that would be an incredible signing. So all these players down here are players that I'm willing to sell this transfer window, and hopefully we can get some good deals. We actually have already got a couple of them. Well, Casemiro's, he's leaving on a free quite soon. But Martinez has got some interest from PSG. Zirkzee obviously has some interest, and Dalot. So let's go ahead and just offer them, see if any clubs are willing to throw a bid on these guys. Uh-oh, not good. Chelsea made an offer for Edison. So, damn, they want a lot more. That is not good. Let's try and, I don't think they'll accept this, but let's try and offer 64 mil. Oh gosh, damn it, Chelsea. All right, well, up Chelsea's offer by $500,000. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to give him what he wants. And you know what? Just to try and secure him over Chelsea, I'm fine with giving him, 160K. Hopefully he picks us over Chelsea, as I think it'd be a great addition to the side. Okay, we've got some offers in here for Martinez and Dalot. And I hate why teams are, I guess I do it a little bit, but I don't do that much. I hate how they do the old installments trick. Let's see what they say about 40 million for Lautaro. Oh, dude, what is that? But thankfully for Diogo Dalot, we've got some actual offers here. So let's see if we can get 35 for him from AC Milan. Wow, they're willing to pay that. That is great, considering I guess we signed him for about 20 million, but long time ago. Let's see if Atletico Madrid will give us more. Let's see if they'll go for 37. They've counted it, but let's try and chuck one of these on it. 32, no thanks. We are going to accept 35 million. Juventus have got these stupid installments on. Let's get rid of that. They're on a PSG type thought. Let's see if we hit these ones. They'll probably, ooh, 34, close, but not good enough. And wow, Milinkovic-Savic has accepted his free contract offer here. Manchester United, 140K. Very happy with that free transfer right there. Oh no, Edison has gone to Chelsea. Damn it, that is not good news. That's really unfortunate actually for us. But I guess that does mean we can splash the cash on our left back. And I'm actually going to go for Tottenham's champions of the Premier League, Tottenham's Destiny Udogie. But on second thought, maybe it's not worth it. Like, he's not actually better really in any of his attributes, apart from like a little bit on the pace. So maybe it is worth just keeping Luke Shaw around for another season, not having the fuss and stress of trying to sign a new player there who just isn't as good. And Davies also just doesn't cut it, not quite as good. We can look to sign maybe an all-out player in midfield like Nico Barella. And thank you for your service, Dalot. I do really like Dalot as a player, but he just doesn't really have very good stats. Like, he has decent stats in every area, but nothing crazy. And yeah, we'll take the 37 mil for him. In terms of midfield options and signings, just Tonali and Guimaraes and Lewis Hall are just too expensive. Newcastle are just, prices are very high. So let's see how much we could get potentially Nico Barella for. Okay. There is no way that I'll be able to afford that. So with that being said, I've found this guy, or my scouts have at least, who looks really good, and it, could empower us to change our formation. He wouldn't really fit the box-to-box mold, but to play two attacking eights, maybe have an advanced playmaker in there. Or the other option is Xavi Simons for another attacking eight. I guess let's just compare the two and see who is better. Oh, it's pretty even, but it does look like Sanche or Sanke. Senket, I don't know how to say this guy's name, but it does look like he does just pip him overall, or at least is equal, but he's also a lot taller. So yeah, all right, I think we're going to go for this guy. Okay, it's going to be the release clause or nothing. Let's try and get a little bit better on in terms of wages, and bang. Okay, let's see what he wants in terms of wages. 155, not too bad. Let's see if we can get it down to 145. Okay, 150, we'll take that. Start for, probably a starting midfielder. And Bayer Leverkusen have finally given us an offer that is like close to worth accepting. Let's see if we can push them at 35. We can. Wow. That is very good business. 35 mil after United signed him for 7.25 a few years back. And I've been notified Newcastle have made an offer for Giancarlo Inacio, who has developed incredibly over the last season. And look at his average rating. Absolutely insane. So as we have, or at least we're looking to get rid of Lisandro Martinez, that opens up a spot really for a left-footed defender. We don't actually have one. So I am going to be going in for him. Let's see what they want for him. Yeah, not too much at all. So let's see if they accept my offer here. Let's go 37. No. Yeah, I guess Newcastle's offer was probably a little bit better. Let's try 40 mil for him. And Sanche, that's how I'm going to say it, has accepted to join the club. So welcome our new midfielder. And as we do, they've negotiated the fee here for Giancarlo Inacio. Let's offer 44 mil. I'm happy for that. All right, how about 46? No, still not good enough. Okay, my final offer, 40. Okay, I lied. I'm fine with this because we're not going to sell him. Okay, not my final offer, but this one will be 49. There we go. They've finally accepted it. All right, a little bit more than what we initially wanted, but in comes, here he is, our Spanish center midfielder. Looks very good. 17 passing, 17 determination, 16 decision, 16 flair. And we're actually going to give him a little bit more than he's asking for. Sounds crazy, but we really want to secure him over the likes of Newcastle or the other clubs that are interested in him. Not good news. Real Madrid have made a big offer, and so have Newcastle, and their offers are bigger than what I offered. So hopefully he decides to choose us. If not, we're gonna have to look for another player at center back. And wow, we've done it. He has chosen to sign for us, Giancarlo Inacio. Wow, that is some very good news. Oh, and this looks good. Juventus have put in a decent offer here. Should we try and stretch him? Oh, wow. They're going to give us 46 million for Lisandro Martinez. Okay, so that is the end of the transfer window. Obviously, we signed this great center mid, Sensei. And then if we go over the page, yeah, we got Milinkovic-Savic and Giancarlo Inacio. So 3 upgrades to the squad, in my opinion. So that's a pretty successful window. We only actually spent, how much did we spend? We only spent about 100 million, but then we got a lot of money in transfers out. So I think you guys saw most of these. We loaned out Onana, who actually went to Tottenham and is going to join on a permanent after the loan. And we sold this guy for 13 million. But that is the transfer business. In terms of the team, best 11 looks like this. So obviously Onana's on loan, so he wouldn't be there. But yeah, that's what our best 11 looks like. Looking really strong in my opinion. So hopefully, we do well this season. This actually almost looks like a squad that could win the Premier League, especially with the amount of great backup players on the bench like Milinkovic-Savic. Obviously Diamande's got room to grow, among others. Mason Mount coming off the bench, even Matheus Cunha, Rashford. We decided to keep Rashford back at United this season after his loan to Barca, who he did pretty well on loan, played a lot of games off the bench. We also have Rasmus Højlund back off loan in the squad. He probably won't play much, but I'm happy to keep him around this season as a backup striker. So yeah, in terms of starting 11, that looks really good. I have also decided to lock in Lenny Yoro at centre back. So he can play some more games and get some development in, and hopefully grow and try and reach his potential ability. Now, in terms of how we've gone this season, we started off with a game against Liverpool at home in the Premier League opener, and Mbeumo started with the first goal of the game, assist by Sesko. Then in the 16th minute, Sesko from the corner, beasting and feasting up front. And Sesko then played it through. The ball came to Matheus Cunha, who scored to make it 3-0 in 28 minutes. And then right towards the end of the game, in the second half, great ball from Milinkovic-Savic and an incredible finish from Amad Diallo. And that completed our first Premier League game 4-0 against Liverpool, with our defense getting a clean sheet and everyone chipping in, looking really good. Then in terms of our other fixtures after that, we've got 4 wins in a row, beating Watford 1-0, Mason Mount with the goal off the bench right at the end to win us the game. Bruno Fernandes with a pen to win against Fulham, and then against Leicester, a 3-0 victory. So our team's looking really good. Our squad is looking very good. And we are officially top of the Premier League table. So like I said, this team looks like a team that could win the Prem. So if we can do this in our second season in charge at Manchester United, that would be unreal. Also, in terms of our Champions League and FA Cup fixtures, or Carabao Cup, we drew Arsenal, which is not ideal in the Carabao Cup. But Champions League fixtures, we got Feyenoord, PSG, which would be a tough game. Barcelona, also another tough game. But outside of that, pretty good draw, pretty easy draw overall. So without further ado, let's get into our second season at Manchester United. And wow, what a great start to the Premier League it was. We beat Watford, Southampton, lots of wins. We did pick up our first loss to Palace, but all wins apart from one draw against Brighton. Then we had a tough run in November, but managed to do pretty well. Yes, it was 3 draws, but obviously against Chelsea away, Tottenham away, and even City at home. I think that's pretty good. Some pretty good results to pick up there. Then we versed Arsenal at home at Old Trafford. And in the 10th minute, we kicked off the scoring with Rashford getting a sweaty goal assist to Matheus Cunha. Then in the 23rd minute, Bruno Fernandes picks it up to Sanche, our brand new midfielder signing, who absolutely smashed it with that shot, leading us to win 2-0 over Arsenal. And then after that, look at the form run we've been on. We're actually undefeated in 9 games. Beating Forest, beating Burnley 4-1, beating Newcastle 4-0 with a Sesko hat-trick, crazy, and a Bruno Fernandes hat-trick, and a first half 5-0 victory against West Ham. And in terms of the Carabao Cup, we beat Arsenal 3-0 in the third round, went away, or home to Brentford, won 2-0. Then at home against Leicester, won 5-0. So we are absolutely killing it this season. So our signings are really improving our team. Then we've got Liverpool in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. So that's going to be a tough game there. Then in terms of Champions League, we are undefeated in the Champions League, but only with 2 wins, beating Feyenoord, Anderlecht, drawing with PSG and Barca, which are actually very good. These 2 should be easy victories. We head over to our competitions. Look at this. We are second in the league, and we actually have a game in hand on City. So if we win our next game, we actually go top of the Premier League. Aston Villa up there, that's a shock. They're looking very good this season with 37 points in 18 games. The rest all looking fairly usual. Who's in the drop zone? Watford, Burnley, and Leicester, probably to be expected. Champions League, we are 11th so far. So hopefully we can jump up into the automatic playoff spots by winning our last 2 games. So if we beat Liverpool, it appears that it would be almost a guaranteed win of the Carabao Cup, which would be our first trophy of the season, of the rebuild, So hopefully, we can get Manchester United back to winning ways midway through this season. But let's go ahead and simulate through to the end of the season. And since we left off, wow, for the rest of the season, we had a pretty good run. Probably not as good as the start of the season, but good games against Liverpool, Fulham, Watford, losing away to Liverpool, but that's to be expected. Had a couple bad games in the middle, but then picked it right back. Had a good game here against Chelsea. Lost at City away, which, also kind of to be expected. Drew with Tottenham in the final minute, last few minutes. Benjamin Sesko and Mason Mount scoring incredible goals to put us back to draw that game. Then after that, we had Arsenal away at the Emirates, and within the opening 40 seconds of the match, Eberiche Eze smacked it in top corner. But we did respond in the 55th minute here with Bruno Fernandes drilling it bottom corner. Very good goal. And then to win the game, a Bruno Fernandes penalty in the 69th minute. And we ended up beating Arsenal at the Emirates 2-1 with a Bruno Fernandes double. Then we had a very strong end to the season against Newcastle, Forest, Newcastle, and West Ham, winning our final 5 matches to put us champions of the Premier League. Premier League winners. I guess technically we haven't won it if, City win 8-0 and then we lose, but we pretty much won the Premier League. Manchester United in our 2nd season of the rebuild. And what did I say? I said I thought this was going to be a good season. I thought we had the strength in our squad to win the Prem, and we have. And here we go. We have done it, winning the Premier League. Manchester United. Wow, we have returned them to their former glory in this anti-Amorim rebuild. And hey! Matthias de Ligt lifts the trophy. We have won the Premier League. Now the question is, can we go back to back in our final season here of this rebuild? And can we win other trophies as well, like the FA Cup, and the Champions League? So here is our final Premier League table. Then in our other competitions in the Carabao Cup, obviously we were up to this game here where we drew with Liverpool in the semi-final in the away leg. Then in the home leg, we drew again, but went through on penalties with Ryan Gravenberch missing the pen. Then in the final of the Carabao Cup, we faced Sheffield Wednesday and beat them 2-0 with Marcus Rashford getting a goal, also Mason Mount. So we successfully lifted another trophy, winners of the Carabao Cup. 2 trophies in 2 seasons so far. Then in the FA Cup, we got knocked out first round by Chelsea. Unfortunately, Andre Santos scoring there. And then the Champions League, well, we did successfully win the next 2 matches in the league phase, and we went through in 7th position, automatic qualification along with Real Madrid, Chelsea looking very strong there, Liverpool, Barca among others. And in the round of 16, we drew PSG and lost 4-0 away against them. And in the second leg, we couldn't claw back and were knocked out in the Champions League. So very successful season here as our 2nd in charge in the Anti-Amorim rebuild. And if we go ahead to the top goal scorers in the league, Benjamin Sesko with 18, 1 behind Erling Haaland. He must have been injured for quite a bit of the season. He came off the bench a few times. Not sure why that was. Maybe returning back from injury. But I think if he played a full season, we could have seen him win the Ballon d'Or. Bruno Fernandes up there as well with 14, incredibly. Even Eddie Nketiah was and who is this? Yuri Alberto for Brentford, scoring lots of goals. And in terms of assists, Bruno Fernandes, wow, cream of the crop, 15 assists for the season. Sanchez is also up there with 9, and Mbeumo with 8, looking quite good. And if we go over to our team stats, the highest rated player was Benjamin Sesko. Our backup goalkeeper was up there as well. Our new centre mid signings, or signing, I guess, in Sanchez, however you say it. Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford back off loan from United up there too. In terms of goals, Rashford getting 13, looking good, back to his former footballing ways. Matthias Cunha with 13, Mason Mount with 10 as well, and he didn't really start that many games, so pretty impressive there. Bruno Fernandes, Benjamin Sesko, obviously up the top. Then in terms of assists, wow, dude, look at that. 16 goals, 20 assists for Bruno Fernandes this season. Sanchez well outperforming his XG here in terms of goals, and Mbeumo with lots of assists. Luke Shaw from fullback as well. Diallo did good. And that is the stats for the season. In terms of finances, we've been given £110 million in the transfer budget for this season. I don't know what's going on. We just won the Prem, but our overall balance, maybe we haven't got the injection of funds yet, but it's not looking good. We are 183 million in the red. But in terms of our best 11 here, this is what we're looking at. And with player development, look, Lenny Yoro, he just didn't really develop much this season. Look at that. Like, he's gone up a bit, but yeah, just not quite what we're looking for. We'll keep him around in the team, but I don't know if we're going to keep starting him. We might look to sign a big name centre back or look to just play Matthias de Ligt there a bit more. We'll see what happens there. Kobe Menu, another player who we were looking out for to see how he developed. I didn't lock him in this season, so he didn't play as much. And yeah, he's only still 3 stars, not much development there at all. So Ugarte actually played a lot of the season, and look at him, he's 4 stars now. Very good ball winning midfielder there, had a great season for us. Diamande, one of our signings, looking like a very good centre back still, good backup for us. And yeah, in terms of signings moving into this season, I mean, it would be great to sign a big name winger. We'll keep Sesko up front as he's done very well. But I mean, if there is an opportunity to buy another striker, you know, we'll see. I'm open to it. But definitely on the wing, if we could sign, a big name winger, that would be ideal. We might look to sign another star centre back and maybe a full back as well, moving into our final season to look to push to get a double, 2 in a row in the Prem, and hopefully win some more cups and even the Champions League. Now for our first signing, obviously we've got 100 mil. We want to sign some big players. We want to get some improvement in the team. And you know, there's some players here who appear to be better ability wise. Bradley Barcola, you know, Liao is I guess 3.5. Trincao, who is looking like really good. But Lamine Yamal, we could sign Lamine Yamal for 100 mil off Barca, 19 years old. I think it has to be done. Let's see what he wants. Let's try and get his wages down. Very good. Let's go in for Lamine Yamal. Let's, what do they want between that and that? Let's go 75 and 20 mil. We're going to, look to offer a big installment bonus here. Okay, they want 90 and 40. Let's drop that down to 80 and 25. 105 mil. Oh, they don't accept it. Okay, we're gonna have to offer probably 85 here, and then let's go with 30 mil. Oh, hang on, let's go 28 or 29. Let's see if they accept that. Bang, 114 million pounds total. Let's get him into the club. What an incredible signing this would be going into our final season. Look at that. That's not even that bad. Let's remove this and see what he's saying. 180, 165. All right, 170, bang, let's flip and go. Okay, now we have some transfer offers coming in and our finances have bumped up, looking a lot better. We still got 40 mil in the bank, but in order to make our star centre back signing, who we're looking at currently here, these are our 2 options, but Saliba, he's not for sale. Arsenal are definitely not going to sell him to me. But Giorgio Scalvini, he's actually wanted by Real Madrid. I would love to see if we could sign him. 6'4", very strong centre back. And in order to do so, we already have 4 centre backs at the club. And we got to let go of one. So I was deliberating on whether we let go of Yoro or Diamande, as they've both come in with an offer. But I'm going to let Diamande go. And I know we just signed him last season. He did well for us, played 22 games. I mean, a lot off the bench. 2 seasons we've had with him. But I decided I think I'm going to sell him over Yoro because obviously Yoro is a Manchester United player in real life. So we want to keep him. He's also got high potential. And let's keep, the Manchester United kind of players in there. So we're going to reject this offer for Yoro. Hopefully Diamande will sign for Dortmund. He might not want to. And then also, Matheus Cunha has got an offer as well. And he's done very well. We obviously had him for 2 seasons also. And he had a phenomenal first season, but this season just didn't really hit as well. So I'm fine to let him go if we make a profit on him. And if that also means it will assist us in signing more players for upgrades. So Dortmund have offered us 55 million is the highest I could get him to. And you know what? We are going to go ahead and accept that and then list him up for 60. And hopefully other clubs can come in and we can start a little bidding war. We've also offered up Højlund again. A couple Arabian, Middle Eastern clubs, have interested but no bid. And yes, Matheus Cunha. Wow. So we're getting 83 million total for Cunha, 50 flat up front, and then obviously installments, which, we probably won't get a lot of them, but I'm quite happy with that considering what United bought him for. 43 mil. So let's go ahead and accept that. That will help our transfer budget moving forward. Born rivals Bayern Munich have now come in for Diamande. Dortmund often 55. Surely they can give me a little bit more. They can. 56. Let's accept that. And here we go. We don't have the money yet, but the money should come in soon. We are going in for Giorgio Scalvini. Let's go. 50 mil plus 10. And let's see what they say. They want 81 for him. I'm happy to go 52 plus 15. That's 67. They want a percentage sell-on clause. Let's bump this up, and that should do the trick. There we go. 69 million for Giorgio Scalvini at centre back. And we've got some offers for Rasmus Højlund. So let's see if we can boost Forest's bid. 25. Wow, yep, they're happy to pay that. A big loss total on United's books, but he hasn't done anything in the last 2 seasons and just isn't quite up to United's standard. So Diamande goes to Newcastle for 60 mil, who actually outbid Bayern. And unfortunately, the budget isn't coming in yet, which will have plenty of money to sign Scalvini, but we're gonna have to delay his transfer 1 week and sign him then. And look at this, we've been rewarded. Man United have also offered us a new contract. And see you later, Matheus Cunha. You've done us well for a couple seasons and profited us a lot of money. So Inter Milan have come in for a huge bid for Bryan Mbeumo. Now, I didn't necessarily want to sell him. I mean, like I said, he had a great first season. His second season was decent for us, but not quite top tier. His stats aren't actually like the best in this game. But that amount of money, I just can't resist. And you'll see why in a second, because there's someone very exciting who I'm looking to sign. But I'm happy with 60 mil, but let's try something a bit crazy. Oh my gosh, 80 mil for Bryan Mbeumo. Man, I cannot refuse that. Let's transfer list him up, see if any other clubs. He's actually got Arsenal and Newcastle interested in him. So let's see if those guys want to put in an offer. Thank you for your services, Højlund, and for the 25 mil Forest. And now we can sign Scalvini for 55 mil upfront plus installments. Welcome to the club, Giorgio Scalvini. And that huge signing I am looking at is Rodrigo from Real Madrid. Imagine Rodrigo on the left and Lamine Yamal on the right. What an incredible star-studded lineup, fit for Manchester United. He doesn't even want that much per week. Like, I know that's a lot, but compared to what I was expecting. But Real Madrid do want a lot for him. So if we can sell Mbeumo, this money's easy, because we got him up for 80 mil, but currently we only got 114. So let's offer from what we've got to start with. Wow, they just straight up rejected that. Okay. Well, let's just wait until Mbeumo sells and then we can figure it out. Oh no, that is not what I wanted to see. Mbeumo rejected Inter's offer. Okay. So we're going to have to look to sell him to Arsenal or AC Milan, but I don't think they're going to offer as much. Inter did, but we got some extra money in the transfer budget. So let's go in again for Rodrigo, see what we can do. Let's offer them 130 plus 20 in installments, and hopefully they can be somewhat happy with that. Let's just go 129. And we have got a crazy offer in here for Diallo. But as we just accepted an offer from Arsenal for 58 million for Mbeumo, we are going to reject that, even though we could try and get a lot of money for Diallo. But we want to keep him in the squad for this season as an integral player. And Madrid have accepted our bid for Rodrigo. So this is crazy. Let's see if we can offer him slightly less, and he is willing to accept that. Let's see if this transfer goes through. Let's go! We have signed with our whole budget Rodrigo from Real Madrid. Wow, what a signing. And with the sale of Bryan Mbeumo to Arsenal for 58 million, that wraps up our transfer window. And what a window it was, signing Lamine Yamal for 114 million, Rodrigo for 150, Scalvini as well at 60. And obviously we had lots of outgoings too. We had Diamande for 60 million, lots of high priced transfers. Højlund and Cunha and the like. So yeah, wow, incredible window. And this is what our starting 11 is looking like. Obviously we'd lock in, and we have been going to lock in Lamine Yamal. So he starts over Diallo. And yeah, very strong looking lineup. Obviously the fullbacks look like slight weaknesses, but couldn't really find anyone to really improve or replace them. And in terms of results, we have not been good. We lost the Community Shield against Palace. We beat Wolves, but then lost to Villa, drew with Fulham. So we are not looking very good. We're currently sitting in, we're in 9th. It's early doors, but Newcastle have won all their games. And it's probably because of the injuries to Rodrigo, Luke Shaw, Diallo, and Scalvini, who also had an injury. So 4 of our very essential players out injured, but we might actually look to do a formation change. And this is what we're going to look like. We're going to change to a 3 striker formation. We've changed a bit of our custom tactics as well, added a few little instructions to our players as well. And yeah, this is what our team's going to look like. Very anti-Amorim, as the title suggests. You would not see Amorim rocking out with something like this. Yeah, we're going to have to lock in Lamine Yamal here on the right, as he won't go in automatically. It'll put Diallo in above him. But let's get into our final season, and hopefully we can do damage, climbing our way up in the Prem, and win some other trophies, as we've got a pretty decent Champions League run here. We've got a few good teams to verse, but then a few teams that we should really be beating. So let's go ahead into our final season here. Okay, so we have reached our halfway point in the season, and with our formation change, we had a great turn of form, beating Arsenal at home, went on a pretty good run, lost to Forest away, which is pretty unfortunate, drew with City, lost to Chelsea away, it happens, beat Tottenham, then Everton 2-0. Then we had this game at Old Trafford against Liverpool, and we opened the game pretty early on with Lamine Yamal putting it past Alisson Becker to put us 1-0 up. But then in the 44th minute, Liverpool responded with Endo drilling it past Diogo Costa, unfortunately. And then in the final minute of the match, Mason Mount wins it for us in the 95th minute with a penalty. And so very impressive game there. Then we went on to smash Brighton. Middlesbrough lost to West Ham, unfortunately, but beat Bournemouth. And overall in the Premier League, we are currently second, 3 points behind Chelsea, but they also have a game in hand. And so look at us, we've been kind of all over the shop, down at 9th, then we shot up to 2nd, then we're down to 7th, and now we're back up to 2nd. And it's pretty close. Look at all the points here. Arsenal are level with us, Newcastle 1 behind, Villa another behind them. And so yeah, pretty tight league this season, but we can still push forward and win it for sure. And then in terms of the Champions League, we have had a pretty good run so far, losing to Liverpool, drawing with Frankfurt, but other than that, beating Barca 3-1, which is huge. Marcus Rashford double, and Monaco 2-0. Good result as well. We are 4th overall, so we're in the automatic qualification slots currently, so we should be able to do that, as we've got 2 easy games to finish that off. Then in terms of the Carabao Cup, we are through to the semi-final against City, beating Sheffield, Chesterfield, then Forest. So big competition here, and then we either play Wolves or Brighton if we win that one. So it's been a pretty good first half to the season overall, unfortunately, except for this one. But let's get into the back half of the season. All right, in terms of how we've done in the league, we had a phenomenal December through February with lots of great results. 5-2 against Brentford with goals all around. Southampton, good game there. Mazraoui getting a double from right back. Then we had not so good March with only playing 2 games, losing to City, losing to Chelsea, losing to Forest right beforehand. Then our next game of note was away at Tottenham Hotspur, and we opened the scoring in the 14th minute with Luke Shaw bagging the first goal of the game. They responded with Samu Omoradion scoring for them. Then very quickly, right after, Rodrigo scores for us with the Giancarlo Inacio assist. Then to make it 3-1, Luke Shaw slips it past Vicario right before half time. Then into the second half, we get a big interception there, Amad Diallo making it 4-1, and then to finish off the game right at the end, we make it 5-1 here with Bruno Fernandes drilling it with an incredible long shot goal outside the box into the bottom right corner. So yeah, very good game there. We can see our new formation in full swing. Then to end the Premier League season, we had a great run for the rest of April, but May really let us down, losing to Middlesbrough and Bournemouth, drawing with West Ham. We did win on the final day of the season. And looking at the Premier League table, where did we finish? Did we win the league back to back? No, we were 1 point off from beating Chelsea. So our last few games and losses and draws really let us down, as this was such a winnable Premier League season, only 76 points in. And we had the major goal difference compared to everyone else, but 9 losses, 6 draws, not good enough to win the league, especially at the end there. In terms of the Carabao Cup, we then had Manchester City and beat them 5-1 in the semi-final, the first leg. Then we went away to the Etihad and then beat them again 2-1 to make the Carabao Cup final versus Brighton. And they opened up the scoring with Minter scoring off the post. Then we respond here with some good play. Sanchez, however we say his name, scoring there. Then Bruno Fernandes with a penalty to put us in the lead, 2-1 up just after half time. Then they also responded, equalizing, making it 2-2 with Gruda. And unfortunately, Jared Branthwaite, who we decided at the start of the save not to sign, put them in the lead, 3-2, but then Marcus Rashford with an incredible goal to make it 3-0. And in the 98th minute here, we have the ball out wide with Dorgu, pull it back, Rashford to win the Carabao Cup for us in what is an incredible game. 3-4, Rashford scoring 2 off the bench. Our bench players actually performing very well in this game. Then in the FA Cup, round 1 was against, or third round I guess, but round 1 for us was against Liverpool with a Rodrigo hat-trick putting us through. Then we faced Fulham, a Rodrigo double putting us through. Charlton, we only beat 1-0, but nevertheless we went through. Sesko double against Leicester to put us into the semi-final where we faced Arsenal and beat them 2-1 with an incredible victory there at home, or it's at Wembley actually, against Arsenal to put us in the FA Cup final against Brentford, where we opened the scoring with Sesko against Kelleher in the penalty spot. And they then responded in the 70th minute with Janelt drilling it past, getting a deflection, Diogo Costa. But then we respond 4 minutes later with Mazraoui down the wing, pulling it back, Sesko with the match winner, and we won the FA Cup final, which for some reason was played before the last round of the Premier League. 2-1 in winning another trophy for Manchester United. A very strong finish to our Champions League phase, where we ended up fourth position. Chelsea finishing top, so top of the Champions League, top of the Prem. City up there, Liverpool, all the Prem clubs doing quite well. Then in the round of 16, we faced Ajax, where we drew away. We got a red card from Pedro Porro, so very good to maintain a draw. Then in the second leg, 1-0 Amad Diallo with the win. Then we drew Bayern in the quarters and lost 2-1 away, but that's okay. Still time to come back. Unfortunately, we didn't though, and Harry Kane put the nail in the coffin for us against Bayern, knocking us out in the quarterfinal. But look at that, very successful season. FA Cup, Carabao Cup. We did unfortunately not win the Community Shield. Second in the Prem by 1 point. Unfortunate to not win it there. In terms of the goal scorers in the league, we had Sesko up there with 15. Probably not as much as we would have liked from him. I guess we were playing 3 strikers. Rodrigo with not the greatest season, only 9 goals. Lamine Yamal with 9 as well. Let's see how he's developed. Yeah, he looks very good. Very good. Now, in terms of assists, we had Lamine Yamal up there. So 9 goals, 9 assists in the league for him. Mazraoui, wow. He started half the game, so there must have been an injury to Porro. Yeah, they kind of shared the games, but Mazraoui had a great season. Diogo Costa appearing on the clean sheet list. We got 2 of the 3 on the yellow cards. And looking at our squad for the whole season, we had Sesko with the most goals, performing quite well. Rodrigo also. Pedro Porro was up there. He played well. Diallo, Mazraoui, Rashford. And 23 goals for Rodrigo. 19 for Rashford, which is very good. Lamel, 16. Bruno Fernandes. So the goals were pretty well spread, well shared around the squad. And Yamal, though, killing it with the assists. Jeez, Mazraoui, 16 assists. Incredible job there from him. Sesko did improve a little bit, looking pretty good. Very successful anti-Amorim rebuild overall, winning 5 trophies in the 3 seasons, putting Manchester United back on the board with a Prem, with an FA Cup, and with 2 Carabao Cups. Leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video and you want to see more videos like this. Let me know in the comments as well what experiment or what rebuild you want me to do next. And until next time, I'll see you boys later.